Today on What It's Like, 1948 Chrysler Royal with optional fluid drive. But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like. Picture this, you just saw a car that you've never seen before. So when you get home or the toilet, you pull up YouTube, vigorously type in the search box the car that you just witnessed. All the titles you click on just have some bloke walking around the car with music. We feature the classics, vintage, some exotics, lots of orphan cars, and cars that get lost in the shuffle. Period ads, specs, button switches, and knobs. And most importantly, we show what these cars are like. If that sounds like a channel that you would totally dig, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. This 1948 Chrysler Royal is currently for sale at Classic Auto Mall located in Morgantown, Pennsylvania. What's Classic Auto Mall? Classic Auto Mall is the largest automotive consignment dealership in the northeastern region of the USA with over 850 cars for sale when recording this episode. And get this, it doesn't cost anything to get in and anybody can go there. For more information, pricing, and pictures pertaining to this very car, click the link below after the show. 1948 Chrysler was offered in two series, Junior Series and Senior Series. Junior Series cars were the Royal and the Windsor. The Royal and the Windsor also rode a shorter wheelbase of 121.5 inches and were powered by a 6-cylinder engine. Senior Series were the Saratoga and New Yorker, which rode a longer 127.5-inch wheelbase and powered by an inline 8-cylinder. Chrysler offered the Royal from 1931 to 1933, took a bit of a break, and then brought it back in 37 to 50. I wasn't going to show this, but I am. Check out where they put Royal placement on this site. It doesn't come after New Yorker, it's actually at the bottom of the barrel, but this site will have you believe that it was next in line right after New Yorker. With that said, if you guys know any good reference books that I could buy to reference these cars a little bit better than the internet, because a lot of times what's found on the internet isn't 100% true. In the comment section below, please and thank you. I have the Book of Collectible Cars. It's a good reference book. I like the format of that book. Do you guys know of any other books that are like that book? In the comment section below. Anyway, the 1948 Chrysler Royal could be had as a two-door business coupe, two-door club coupe, two-door sedan, four-door sedan, a plain chassis. They also offered an extended wheelbase for a four-door, 8-passenger sedan and a four-door sedan, 8-passenger limo. 1948 Chrysler was essentially a carryover body design that started clear back in 1942 before World War II. 42 is at the top, followed by 43 is super rare. I'm not sure if they sold any cars in 43. I couldn't find any pictures, but here's what 46, 47, 48 look like in this collage. 42 doesn't have a grille section, just has all those chrome bars, but it's essentially the same body design. So they're all basically the same. So we're going to compare the 48 to the 41 model. The 41 on top, 48 on the bottom. Starting in the front, the overall shape is the same. Same hoods, but they open differently. Butterfly hood on the 41, alligator type hood on the 48. Just check this out. The 41 is sporting 3 bumper overriders, whereas the 48 only has 2. Headlight bezels are different. Hood ornaments are also different. Moving to the side, look at the shape. The shape is roughly the same. The fenders extend onto the door on the 48, whereas on the 41, the fenders just stop right before the door section. The bottom also flares out at the rocker panels on the 48. Moving to the rear and the rear quarter section, very similar. 3 taillights on the 48 versus only 2 on the 41. There are also 3 bumper overriders on the 41, whereas there's only 2 on the 48. Moving to the dash section. This is where things are completely different. 3-spoke steering wheel on the 48 versus a 2-spoke on the 41. The horn ring goes the whole way around on the 48 versus halfway on the 41. The dash design on the 48 just looks a whole lot cleaner and easier to read in my opinion. I also love how the colors work together on the 48. Which one do you like better? In the comment section below. Let's talk specs. 210.75 inches long, 77.75 inches wide. It rides a wheelbase of 121.5 inches. It weighs 3,000 550 pounds. Price $2,400, which is equivalent to you spending $29,792.86 in the year 2023. Total 1948 Chrysler production was 106,543 units, of which total Royals were 7,508 units. And of that number, one chassis was sold, 215 were limos and or 8-passenger sedans. That leaves 7,292 to divide up between the Club Coupe, Business Coupe, 2-door sedan, and 4-door sedan. Moving on to engines, only one engine on offer for the Chrysler Royal. That was a 250.6 cubic inch displacement inline flathead 6, 4.1 liters. It's good for 114 horsepower at 3,600 RPM, 204 pound-feet of torque at 1,600 RPM, with a compression rating of 7:1 and features 4 main bearings. When coupled to the 3-speed manual transmission, 0 to 60 could be had in 19.2 seconds. Theoretical top speed, 80 miles per hour. Average fuel consumption, 14.2 miles to the gallon. Options, not getting into all of the options, but here are a few. Windshield washer, sun visors, all-weather air control, comfort master heater, electric clock, twin heaters with defrost and fan control, under the hood light, spotlight. Let's talk styling. So I'm going to be 100% honest. This isn't my favorite era of Chrysler. I think these things are pretty hideous, but I can definitely see why people like them. But they're still hideous to me. So anyway, coming back down here, look at all the bright work. There's lots of nice aspects to this car, but it just doesn't come together as nice. But that's my opinion. Look at how this comes into a point. It looks very similar to the Soto that we did maybe a month back. This emblem looks very nice. It almost looks like an angel with wings moving. Lots of bright work, as just mentioned. Notice how this comes in, tapers in with the body. The body kind of sprouts out into the hood section. I like how this kind of flares out at the bottom. Coming back here to the rear design here. I like how it all kind of comes back in to the rear back here. So it's got, look at these lights, how they protrude out. Center light. While we're back here, we might as well just get into the trunk region. It has a keyhole cover, so it can be locked. This shines up on here to let you know that this is fluid drive. Can't see the Chrysler insignia because it's up there, but license plate, that's where the license plate goes, and this is for the license plate light. Absolutely massive trunk, and just like the DeSoto, spring loaded. You see these springs? So it's very easy to open. Trunk is absolutely huge, full size bias ply spare there with bumper jack. I'm going to take a step back so you can see how big that trunk section is. It's absolutely huge. Gas filler cap on the driver's side, which is the right side in my opinion. It's got nice drip rails here. Notice how this is all designed. The interior is super nice. It's probably my favorite feature of this car. I'm not a huge fan of the outside. Before getting inside, just check out all of the lines here. It's very detail oriented with the door handle. Opening up the door, you realize it's all trimmed out. You also realize it's a lot like the DeSoto in ways it's bent right here. I don't know if you can see that, but just look at how this comes up. There's actually a little bit of a point there. When I roll the window up, it has this nice chrome inlay to go over top of the windows to prevent leakage from the rain. But that's what the window looks like. Here is what the door panel looks like. It's nice. This looks like fake wood because there's part of it missing. So it's just brush stroked in. Fake wood. Nice bright work accents here. Armrest. Door handle to get out. Window crank for the big window. Operates like that. This is for the vent window. And that's how it operates. So just check that out. It doesn't have a center post. Coming down inside the pedal box down here, high beam switch on the floor where it should be, handbrake as well as hood release, clutch, brake, gas pedal. Notice the pedals are all different sizes. Real quick before I shut the door, just notice this piece right here and how it fits right over top of this to make it look seamless when the door is shut. This is what the door sounds like shutting. And notice how that all joins up. Looks really nice. Here's what over the hood impression looks like. Here's what first person over the hood impression looks like. I got tons of space in this car. Lots and lots of space underneath the steering wheel. I wear size 34 pants. The only reason I show this is because if you're the same size as me, you will fit in this car. If you're slightly bigger, you'll still fit in this car. Because a lot of times these steering wheel columns, they don't move, they don't adjust. The seats don't go up and down. If you don't fit in the car, you can't really drive it, right? On to the button switches and knobs, starting on the left and moving right. Starter button, coolant temperature, amp meter, speedometer, odometer with tripometer inside of it, oil pressure, gasoline gauge, ignition just below that, radio. Look, it's vertical. It's super cool. Let's take a moment and look at this radio setup. Electric clock, panel lights, headlights, defrost, temperature control, and heater fan. Up above, sun visors, and they're pretty big. There's my hand for reference. Over here, you got a nice rear view mirror. Another sun visor here for the passenger. Up here, this is for the windshield wipers. Ashtray is located here. This one has the cowl vent, which is located, that's the highest it will go. Second to the highest stop. First stop, completely closed. And that is located right here. That is the cowl vent. On to the glove box test. Here's our test subject. Here is my hand for reference. Here is the glove box in question. It's nice and ivory, just like the DeSoto. It's a big, massive glove box. It drops down there, but it's got this lip here, and it's almost like mail slot style. It won't fit. It's an absolutely huge glove box. It just, the camera won't fit in it. All right, coming and getting under the hood. We already popped it from the inside. There is a secondary catch. But it's right back in there, and you push it away from you. Hood is extremely heavy, and it makes a big bang whenever it finally catches. Over here, this is the secondary catch, and you just push it away from you. Horns. So this one's got a flathead 6. Oil filter, that's what that looks like. Generator down inside there. This looks like a 6-volt battery still. Battery disconnect switch is always a good thing to think about. Just notice how far back this sits. The radiator sits almost midship in the hood section. They could have put a straight 8 in here if they wanted to. On the positive side, built solid, really nice interior, especially the dash and instrumentation. Huge trunk, easy to open with those springs. Against it, styling is a bit of an acquired taste. Looks a bit stodgy. All right, moving on to Would You Rather, which is becoming a fan favorite of this channel. And it's important to note that the last scenario, there's going to be 2 scenarios. The first scenario and then the second scenario. The second scenario, it doesn't matter. Price doesn't matter. If you were given these cars, which one would you choose? First scenario, 1948 Chrysler Royal or 1941 Chrysler Royal. Second scenario, 1948 Chrysler Royal, which started around $2,400, or 1948 Cadillac Series 62 Club Coupe, which started around $2,900. Which one would you rather have? In the comment section below. I just put the prices in just to show what these cars cost. All right, now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to give me both the correct name of the band and song title, first person to do both correctly, will have their comment pinned to the top of the comment section. I absolutely love the percussion in that song. I was born way too late. Anyway, thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below, or check out our Facebook group that correlates with this YouTube channel. If you don't have Facebook and would like to get in touch with me one-on-one, shoot me an email. All of that information will be linked in the description. And just know I appreciate all of the support. And until next time, here are some scenes for our next episode. 1962 Buick Invicta. Get this one has an extremely interesting power plant. Fireball V6. That's what's coming up next on What It's Like. Tune in tomorrow, Friday, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time to catch that episode. And until then, toodaloo! Bonus points if you can name this song.